Suave.
I've been in my bag for a while, I'm invincible. Story of a young boss, grinding shit get critical. Calling on my bros one time, cause you special. I had some hoop dreams of right rounds for my mentor. Every target that I shoot is on point like a pencil. Different road, changed relationships, I'm so sorry. Came up from the trenches and I made it, I say hardly. Now
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games. Need to know your stuff? Get in on our $200,000 mega contest and pick 5 games against the spread every week for your chance at weekly prizes and a share of $200K. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slot games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here. Alrighty, guys, we are back with another episode of the What's in Your Bag podcast. As always, I'm your host, Andrew Robinson. As you guys can see, we got another wonderful guest to join us on the show today. But before we introduce our guest for today, man, you guys know we got to get the business out of the way. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and stop what you're doing. Give us a subscribe, thumbs up. Tell a friend to tell a friend, drop a comment, give us some feedback. It goes a long way. If you're hearing us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, go ahead and follow the show again. Give us a 5-star rating. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're doing some great things over here at the What's in Your Bag podcast, having great guests. So the more you guys share, follow, subscribe to the show, it goes a long way. That was my boy Pull Up Tay on the intro. One of the hottest up-and-coming artists out of DMV. Make sure you guys are streaming his music, man. Show my boy some love. But without further ado, like I mentioned, man, we have a special guest on the podcast today. Somebody who is one of my good friends. Somebody who obviously go way back, obviously to the Maryland days. I won't say DMV because, as you guys know on the show, Baltimore is not the DMV. You know what I mean? But it's still love. You know what I mean? It's still love. This is somebody who is extremely well traveled. Has played basketball all over the world, from NBA, G League, overseas. And it's also the newest member of the Brisbane Bullets out here in the NBL. We're pleased to be joined by my boy, Keandre Cook.
What's good, my guy? Thanks for having me.
No doubt, man. No doubt, man. Definitely excited to have you on the pod today, man. Talk about some hoops. You know what I mean? It's crazy because for the folks who've been listening to this, you guys already know I've been in Australia for the past few months. So when I saw my boy was making his way out here to Australia, I was like, man, I got to tap in with him, man. So I want to get right into it, bro. What are you most excited about as far as coming out here to Australia? And what are you most looking forward to, man, about playing out here down under?
I'm just most excited about playing in the country. I know it's always been a good league. It's growing, getting a lot recognition, a lot of eyes. They had about 5 draft picks this year, so it's definitely a real good league. I'm looking forward to the weather too, being hot all year round, so that'd be nice. And looking forward to play with some guys I'm familiar with, 2 guys I'm familiar with, so I'm gonna be my teammates. So I'm definitely looking forward to bumping them in practice and just suit up with them each and every night.
Yeah. Now it's crazy, bro, because I'm sure they've probably told you this, but the seasons are flipped out here. So right now it's the winter out here in Australia. Obviously it's the summer out there, but the NBL season, which is going on during the traditional basketball season, the fall and winter in the States, where it's freezing out there in Europe, it's snow. It's the summer out here in Australia. So you're going to be cooking. But not only that, you're going to be up north in like one of the warmest parts of Australia in Queensland. So you're gonna be in paradise, my boy, and I'm low key jealous, but I'm happy for you, man, because you're gonna be living the life while everybody else freezing their ass off back in Europe and in the States and everywhere else.
Yeah, no coat, no bubbles, none of that, no scarf, no. Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool.
Now listen, bro,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna give
cool.
you a tip, man. I'm gonna give you a tip right now for me to help you out when you get over here, so people don't laugh you out, man. So this is what I learned when I first came over here, because number one, Americans when they come over to Australia, they get to saying like, oh yeah, Melbourne, like Melbourne United and Brisbane and this and that. That's not how you say it. All right. So when you get out there, don't go out there saying I'm going to play for the Brisbane Bullets or I'm about to go fly into Melbourne. All right. The rule number one, all right, it's Melbourne. All right, Melbourne. Like almost like it's spelled with like an E-N, like an I-N almost. That's how you say it.
Mm-hmm.
And Brisbane is like I said, it's Brisbane. It's not Brisbane. So I'm looking at it before you get out here, and if folks start, oh yeah, look at this American, look at this foreigner out here, man. You know what I mean? I got to rundown first and foremost.
They
You know what I mean?
definitely be on that though. But I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. They
No
definitely be
doubt, man.
on
I
that
can't
though.
have my boy looking
It'll
crazy.
correct you in a heartbeat.
Man, facts, man. So definitely, just like I said, take notes of that, man. But we'll get into that a little bit later. We got a bunch of questions that I want to get into that I'm sure a bunch of the fans will probably be looking forward to hearing. But we'll kind of circle back to those a little bit later on in the journey. As of right now, I want to ask you, man. Obviously, this part of the summer, as of this recording, is July 17th. Team USA actually just played Australia in a little Olympic warm-up game last night. And they're getting ready, obviously, head to Paris, play the Olympic Games. How are you feeling about Team USA's roster, man? And obviously, people said they got the Monstars out there with KD and Steph and Bron and Embiid and everybody else. But what are you most looking forward to about the Olympics? And how do you feel about just Team USA going into this season? I mean, excuse me, it's Olympics.
I feel like they have a real good team. A lot of good veteran guys, a lot of good youth guys. Um, they could have. It's just so difficult because it's only 12 people, and they could have picked like so many different people that's not on the list. But I feel like they got a good group of guys. They got a good role players. They got Braun, KD. Like we solid. Like we super straight. I'm confident in them winning it all. And right now it's just games. They're getting familiar with each other and just hooping. But it's gonna be good though. I'm excited to see all the teams in the Olympics though to compete at a high level, and we get to see basketball again for this summer since NBA went off. So it's gonna
Facts.
be nice for sure.
Facts. Now, I'm gonna ask you this because obviously it was a little bit of controversy in the social media world this last week because Anthony Edwards said he's the number one option out there on TUSA, man. Who do you feel like is the number one option out there, man? You feel like Ed got a claim to his statement? How you feel about that?
I mean, he got a claim to a statement because he's a confident player. He's really good. He put the work in, and it shows. So he real confident, real energy, and a young guy. So he got a confident claim, but I don't think it's like a number one option. I think everyone is just really good. So anybody can get off any given night. KD can get off, Steph can get off, like Devin Booker. Anybody can hit a hot hand any given night. I don't think it's just no one option, but I respect it though. I like his mindset. I like his confidence level.
So let me ask you this, right? You coaching, you coach Cook, right? You coach a Team USA. And you gotta draw up a play for a game winner. Let's say we in the gold medal game, USA versus France. It's 8 seconds left. You got a timeout, side out of bounds. Who you drawing a play up for? Who's getting the last shot?
But but what we need though, we need a three, we need a
High
layup.
ball
I'm
game.
saying we need a two, we need a
High
three.
ball
Like what
game.
we need.
Anything goes. You just got to get a bucket.
Oh, come on, easy money sniper, KD. What we doing? But it also depends on how the game going, who have the hot hand, who was getting off at this point in the game. So who's, you know what I'm saying? It all depends on that too. Because I mean, if KD kind of off and Ant Heaton or Devin Booker or Braun or anybody like that, it just all depends who got the hot hand at the time. But I had to pick KD. You can't go wrong with KD. He's a killer.
Fair
And
enough.
he known for hitting big shots like that too. I mean, Braun is too though, but KD known for hitting big shots like that. Steph too, but I had to go KD for my number one option.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough, man. So we'll come back to USA a little bit and the whole Olympics at the end. I got a fun little drive segment for us to do later on in the podcast.
Mm.
For right now, I want to pivot and get into your individual journey, man, because as I mentioned in the beginning of the podcast, you are the pride of Baltimore. For all the folks who know a little something about the dummies up I-95, you know what I mean? So I want to ask you, man, what was it like just growing up in Baltimore? Because I feel like as somebody who, from the southern part of I-95 a little bit, obviously you got the DMV Baltimore rivalry, man, but Baltimore is super rich in basketball history as well. You know what I mean? And there are a lot of
Yeah.
guys that came out of Baltimore. But I feel like nationally, people don't maybe not maybe don't recognize the amount of players that have come out of there, the people who are hooping at a high level, worldwide. So I kind of wanted to ask you, man, just who were some of the guys that you used to look up to coming out of Baltimore growing up, and then how did you how did you find yourself playing the game, as a kid coming up in the city?
I used to look up to so many players. Like once I start playing, it was just so many players that was doing their thing. So Stan Kidd, my cousin Reggie Holmes, obviously Akil Carr, Josh Selby, Will Barton, Malcolm Delaney, Karan DeShields, Cleveland Melvin, Nick Faust, and people that's older than them too. I was looking at like so many people. Like we had so many guards. Like I feel like worldwide, a lot of people know what we have in Baltimore. Like we always been known for guards and people being dogs and things like that. But it's just some stuff just get overlooked because it's a lot of negative stuff happening in the city. So some stuff get overlooked. But we always known for having good hoopers
Yeah.
in the city for sure.
And you mentioned our guy, Stan. We had Stan on the podcast. I think it was episode 2 or 3. So got to give my guy a shout out. But there's been a plethora of NBA guys that have come out of Baltimore. Like we mentioned, obviously Carmelo Anthony. You mentioned Malcolm Delaney, Stanton. Will Barton, Dante
Rudy
Green,
Gay.
yeah, Rudy Gay. Right, it's a bunch of
The
guys.
list just keep going on, to be honest.
Facts. You can go on, but with the amount of guys that have come out of Baltimore, man. But I feel like again, I feel like us being from Maryland, you can kind of rattle these names off. But I feel like nationally, Baltimore is a bit underrated as far as people being like, damn, Rudy Gay from Baltimore, damn, Melo, damn, like Dante Green, damn, you know what I mean? Why do you feel like I guess Baltimore may not get, I guess on the national level, the recognition that it deserves, and when it comes to just the talent that comes out of the city?
I think sometimes people that be realizing like these guys from the East Coast, but they don't be knowing that they actually from Baltimore. Like they be overlooking like the city in a way. But I don't really know. I feel like we get a lot of respect, but they just don't be knowing just like these guys from the city in a way. And it's like, I mean, you see like DC, and if you just say Maryland in general, we just have so many people, like so
Yeah.
many people. But like, and then a lot of people say just DMV and just go off just to DMV instead of just saying just Baltimore. So I mean, it's all connected in a way. So the real ones know for sure.
Hey, facts. The real ones know, man. The real ones know. And I feel like over the past couple of years, especially, I think with the Brunson League coming up, you know what I mean? I feel like that unity between like the DMV and DC guys and Baltimore guys has kind of come together a lot more recently because of the Brunson League, man, and guys hooping together in the summer, guys taking the smoke on the road and doing all the one-on-ones and things like that.
Hmm.
So it's definitely all love, when it comes to just, I think the state of Maryland and the basketball community as a whole. But talk to me about your, I guess, playing career, kind of matriculation when it comes to high school. Obviously, you had an interesting route, man. Obviously, having to go to JUCO route, Odessa, and things like that. So talk to me about just your recruitment process, playing in high school basketball, and then what landed you at Odessa originally. When you were coming out of high school.
Yeah, so I started at Northwestern High School, public school in Baltimore. It's like a school that's not really known for basketball like that because I wasn't really taking basketball serious and I was just learning the game and getting to play. And then my cousin helped me a lot and took me to play AAU and start getting me to work out and try to really work on my craft to take basketball serious. Then we decided for my senior year that I was going to transfer. I was there for 3 years and I did real good. Uh, and I ended up transferring to Edmondson-Westside, the same high school Stanton went to too. I ended up transferring there, and that kind of changed my whole basketball journey. I started to get a lot of interest from a lot of colleges. I started to get a lot of recognition in the city. And then I needed like my grades was good, but I needed I think like 50 more points on my SAT. Yeah, so that's how I ended up going to Odessa to go
Yeah,
to JUCO uh just to get more schools and my SAT score.
yep. Now, did you come out 2014 or 15? When did you graduate?
2015.
Okay, got you. Now, talk to me about that JUCO grind, man. Because number one, Odessa is one of the best junior colleges in the country. For listeners who might not be familiar with the junior college route, Odessa is one of the powerhouses. Plenty of not only Division I players, but high major Division I players go there year in and year out. Talk to me about what that experience was like, going to Odessa, playing there, and having to kind of carve out a role there in order to go Division I.
Yeah, the JUCO grind is tough, like super tough. Like it's going to either make you or break you. So like I've seen a lot of people go to JUCO and just quit basketball after. So the JUCO grind was tough. You got to find your role. It's like everyone on the team is like the best player on a high school team, all playing on one team. So at the end of my team in Odessa, we had a lot of sophomores. We had about maybe 12, 13 people on the team, but only four of us was freshmen.
Mhm.
So just trying to figure out your role on the team, figure out how you can get in the game. Because when my freshman year, I wasn't playing that much, but I stayed in the gym, like working out, playing ones. Like us, the people that wasn't getting that much playing time. We always stayed in the gym working out together, playing ones, so we was ready whenever we got the chance and when we got the opportunity later on in the season. It showed we took advantage of it. We helped our team win the regionals and make it to the nationals, the junior college national. So, and we end up going to like the Elite Eight that my freshman year. So it was definitely a grind. You got to figure out like ways you get on the court. And then when I stopped playing, I couldn't play my natural position. I had to play the four because we had so many guards. So I'm about 6'5". I'm setting screens for pick and pop for guards of 6'2", 6'3", and some people my height. I'm setting ball screens for them, picking and popping, getting the ball in the mid post, posting up, and yeah, but it was tough though.
Now, obviously, your second year at JUCO, man, you had a great year. You broke out. Talk about that year. You know, that sophomore year, obviously, that ended up leading you to be able to commit to Missouri State. But talk about that second year at Odessa, kind of finding your role, starting to figure it out and put it together. And then also what that recruitment process was like coming out of JUCO. Because I feel like a lot of times, you know, JUCO definitely is a grind and things like that. But at the same time, I do feel like sometimes if you can succeed at junior college, you have an advantage coming in because now you're coming in as an older guy. You're in your junior year, third year at school. Coaches are usually recruiting junior college guys to come in and play right away and make an immediate impact. It's not like when you come out of high school where a coach might recruit you and be like, oh, well, this guy's a year or two away from really being able to help us. It's like most times when you come out of junior college, coaches is recruiting you so you can come in and make an impact right away. You know, so talk
Hmm.
about how that prepared you for, you know, those next years at Missouri State, which you were obviously able to take advantage of and play at a super high level. So what was that second year like at Odessa, being able to kind of have that breakout year and the recruitment process like?
Yeah, I actually had about two or three schools I could have went to after my freshman year, but I was just like, I'm gonna bet on myself. I'm gonna go back to the drawing board, get better. And going to my sophomore year is my first year working with Maul, my first year ever working with Maul. So we was in the gym a lot that summer, working on a lot of things. And my game, like I took it to another level. Like I got better on a lot of things. Like so my sophomore year, I was very confident. So I put the work in all summer. So my sophomore year, I was just killed it. I was super locked in. I was on a mission. I knew what I wanted to accomplish. I knew I had about two or three D1 schools, but I knew I can get a lot of different schools and I can do better. And I wanted to make a statement. So, but the recruitment process was real good. I ended up having about maybe like 20 some offers my sophomore year. So yeah, just deciding like what schools to visit, what schools you're interested in was tough because you only get five.
Right. So how
But
you
I
narrow
took
that
an
down 20 something to
I
5?
yeah, I took an unofficial visit to St. Bonaventure. Then I took two official visits. I took one to Loyola Marymount in LA, and then I took a visit to Missouri State, and I committed there right on the spot. I felt like it was a good situation for me. Um, and then Coach Ford was at Tennessee State, and he left there and got the job at Missouri State and offered me as soon as he got the job. And we had like a kind of like a good connection in a way. And Karan DeShields had played for Coach Ford at Tennessee State. So me and Karan was very close, another Baltimore guy. So that I felt like it just made perfect sense for me to go to Missouri State. So
Yeah. Now, obviously, I want to kind of rewind a little bit because you talked about a little bit earlier. You kind of were a late bloomer with basketball. You weren't really taking it seriously when you were first getting into high school, and your family member had to kind of get you into playing AAU and working out. And then you mentioned like obviously you're going into your sophomore year. You got in the lab with Maul. Shout out Maul 9450. Also, it's my guy's birthday yesterday, man. So happy birthday,
yes,
my
sir.
watching this. I know you'll probably see this a little bit late, but we appreciate you, my boy, all the work that you put in, man, for all the hoopers back at home. So I know he's going to tune in and I show my guy some love. But I feel like every hooper has that moment, right? Like where whether it's maybe a game during the AU tournament, whether you're playing like an open gym in the summer with somebody where it's like, all right, it clicks, and you're like, damn, all right, like I'm finally doing something. I'm finally getting better. I'm finally having that moment where I feel like I'm doing something with basketball. I really have a chance to maybe take this somewhere. What was that moment for you when you really felt like, all right, like you actually had a chance to go Division 1 or play at a high level or actually have a future with basketball? Do you remember, when that moment was for you?
Uh, I maybe say my 11th grade year in high school. I started to see my game grow, and I started like see like when you really grind and you take things serious, a lot can happen. So I started seeing like little things that I was doing previous year that I couldn't do that I can do now in my 11th grade year, and I started being able to dunk and just little things that I was seeing that's like my game is growing, I'm getting better, and I'm starting to be like one of those guys in the city. I just need like a bigger school or play AAU. So I started playing for Team Mello, and yeah, this is up from there.
Yeah, yeah. Now, obviously, you get to Missouri State. Was there ever like an adjustment period that you had to go through when you first got to campus, or do you feel like that JUCO experience kind of helped prepare you and ease that transition? What was that first year like for you at Missouri State, kind of acclimating? Obviously, at that time, I'm not sure if they're still in the Missouri Valley, but they were in the Missouri Valley, which is obviously a big time mid-major conference.
Yeah.
Very good competition. So talk about that first year, kind of getting acclimated over there.
Uh, I feel like it wasn't the adjustment was smooth. Like sometimes it'd be difficult for some people to go from JUCO to D1, but I was at I was in junior college for 2 years, and I was in like a top league, and I was going to nationals both years. So I was playing against all types of players, all types of competition at JUCO, and like our practices and the grind at JUCO. I was just already uh, adjusted to playing D1. Like it was just a smooth adjustment. It just was just new like college like classwork and like schoolwork stuff and all that stuff was kind of a bit more than you're doing at junior college. And you get to choose your major and all that stuff. But like, as far as the basketball aspect was kind of smooth. I came in hitting the ground running. I was locked in.
Yeah. Now, do you have like a favorite recollection from college? Was it like a favorite game, a favorite matchup, maybe somebody you ran into? It could be in the JUCO ranks, maybe a game you matched up against somebody else particularly memorable, or a game in college that kind of sticks out. Be a damn like that was a crazy game or a crazy matchup.
I have a few moments when I think I had about 32 at home against who we play? I think Alabama State. That was crazy because I was really trying to get 40. I think I ended up having like 30 something. But I had like 19 in the first half. So that was crazy. And then the one crazy moment, my teammate JD, Jared Dixon, he hit a game winner for us. It's like time going down. Like it looked like I think we down one, but the time running down. We are fumbling for the ball. I get a deflection. Somebody else on my team hit the ball. Somebody else on their team hit the ball. We all scrambling and trying to get the ball. The ball go all the way back to half court. He get the ball with like 2 seconds left. Shoot it from half court. Game off the backboard. Game. That was crazy. Like but they got pictures at school, like it was going viral. It was on Sports Center, like everywhere. Like that was like one of the biggest moments at Missouri State. Like, 'cause that was crazy. It was everywhere on social media. Like it was so crazy that like he didn't really want to go out on campus or walk. He was trying to be super low key because everybody was just so excited. Like it was everywhere.
That's crazy. I mean, I love all them college moments, man. Them college stories, man. They always hit a little different when you get to reflect back on them. Um,
Yeah.
do you have any? 'Cause I feel like again, like junior college is one of them things where it's like, yo, people don't really understand how crazy it get from whether it's like crazy travel or crazy teammates, like dudes coming in and out, like
Man,
it was for the people,
yo, the
man, like
travel in JUCO is crazy. Well, I was in Texas. Texas, you can drive 10 hours and still be in Texas. So we was driving I was in West Texas. Like we was driving all the way to Dallas for Jamborees, driving back, driving to Clarendon, which is like 7 hours. Driving to Frank Phillips was like 6 hours. Like we driving to cities and it's like nothing there, like middle of nowhere. Like it looked like the setup is crazy. Like no one lives there, kind of like yeah. JUCO travel is crazy, like
where's
crazy.
Odessa at? What part of Texas is that in?
It's in West Texas, like Midland, Odessa. What's the football movie? Is it called Friday Night Lights?
Oh yeah.
It was like in Midland, but
Okay.
we like maybe like 2 hours from Texas Tech.
Did y'all ever go up there? I
That's in
saw
Lubbock. That's in
some.
Lubbock. That's in Lubbock, Texas.
Yeah.
One school was close to there. That was in our conference. South Plains was close to there, but other than that, I ain't never really go up there.
Yeah. Now, obviously, after you finished up at Missouri State, you got an opportunity to um, play with the Hornets and sign an Exhibit 10 deal and got to go to training camp. But in the midst of that, it was the whole COVID pandemic that kind of struck down, man, which was crazy. So
Man,
talk about that, because I feel like, what was your last year? Was your last year in college 2020
yeah,
or
2020.
2020? Yeah. So you was finishing the same year
Yeah,
when I was at Coppin, and my season didn't even finish, bro. We was waiting for the MEAC tournament. We had the first round bye in the tournament, and bro, we never got to play. It was like we were first of all, also
yeah,
we were the last conference in the country to shut down. We watching ACC gone, Big 12 gone, SEC gone. Everybody, our shit was still on. Our tournament was like, oh, we're still about to hoop. We're like, all right, bet. Next thing you know, they
mm,
canceled our drink, bro. We couldn't even play, and it was just so much uncertainty after that, as far as like what the pro outlook was going to look like and things like that. And for somebody like yourself who was trying to go through that like draft process, I know it's probably even more uncertain, even more just up in the air, man. So just talk about what that time period was like, man, and just what was going through your mind while all that was going down.
man. The whole world just was shook. Like everything was weird. Like it was just uncertain. Like so much going on that we didn't understand. But yeah, they pushed the draft back. No one didn't know like what was going on. So at that time, I was just doing a bunch of NBA interviews, like sit at the table, Zoom call, how man you want to call right now, with a bunch of people with this on the phone taking notes, and I just had like maybe like 14 NBA interviews, but they pushed the draft back all the way to November. So I'm graduate. So my season over February, March,
Did
and
y'all
then I
play?
wait
Or did you, or
all the
did you,
way.
did you finish the season?
Yeah, I got to finish the season, but like we couldn't go to like the tournament or anything. But I finished my conference tournament and everything. I got to finish everything. It was like very close. Like I got to finish everything though.
Jeez.
But it's like my season's over in March, and then you trying to figure out like it's my first year going pro. I got some interest from some NBA teams that was coming to my games throughout the season and stuff. So it's just like you never know like what's going on. Is everything gonna be back normal? When is gonna be back normal? What they gonna have us do? So I just had a bunch of NBA interviews, and which would have been a bunch of workouts and summer league. So I didn't get a chance to play summer league, no NBA workouts, anything. So I just was working out all the way to November, And then November came, and then I ended up getting the Exhibit 10 with the Hornets, and that was like a real crazy experience. Like
Was that
I felt the
what was
love
the
from the
draft?
city.
Was the draft in November or that year?
Yeah,
September?
the draft was in November.
Okay.
November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was that process up like leading up to the draft? Was it kind of like obviously you said you had the 14 interviews, and then I know obviously after the draft is usually when all that stuff goes down when guys sign two ways, exhibit 10s and things like that. So
Hmm.
like obviously from March until November, you kind of playing the waiting game and things like that. But what was that period like after the draft trying to sort out like, all right, man, like what are we going to end up doing here? You know what I mean? And obviously we ended up going with the Hornets, but how did that process kind of play itself out?
Oh, it's crazy because like you just like it's like you know what you want to do and you know what you're grinding for, but at the same time, you don't. It's like you grinding and you don't even know what's going to happen, or you're grinding and you don't see like what's about to happen, or like you just in the lab just staying ready because you don't know if the world will come back normal or if they're going to have a draft or summer league or anything. Like you just stand in the gym ready. So it's just like a weird time. Just gotta just stay locked in, stay dialed in, and trust the process. But it was crazy though, because we just grinding for so many months. Uh, no job or anything, just stuck in the grind, basically, just waiting on the opportunity, waiting on the moment to everything to be back normal. So,
Yeah.
but it was real good though. It was a long process, and I got to work on a lot of things and stay working out with them all throughout the whole journey. And we had to work out, record our workouts and send it to some NBA teams and stuff like that so they can see like the things I'm working on in the gym, the things I'm getting better at. So it was a good process. I wish it was normal. I feel like I would have had like a better chance, but
Yeah.
everything happened for a reason. It still was a good opportunity though.
Now, obviously, so you signed an Exhibit 10 with Charlotte, and then what are those next coming days like? Did you fly to Charlotte? Did they bring you out there for training? What was the training camp situation like? Did you get to? I know obviously everything was kind of like, whatever, masked up. So what was that process like in like getting to Charlotte, going through training camp, and what was that whole experience like?
The experience was real dope. Like it was a crazy experience. Like and after the draft or after I signed, a few days later, I flew out there and we started training camp, which we had like a schedule that from the morning to the afternoon we working out, practicing, weights, recovery. We had like the schedule every morning and getting tested every day. So you wake up, text the like the chef people whatever you want to eat. They have it made for you. Go there, you get tested, eat your food, and then you in different groups. One group start on the court, one group start in the
Weight room.
weight room, one group start in the film room, one group do recovery, and then you just all kind of like switch. And then after we all done those like 3 segments or 4 segments, we all have like a team practice. So it was good being around a lot of NBA guys, get to pick their brains, see how a pro train and see how the organization of like an NBA team is ran. So it was really good. I was learning from a lot of guys and being around a lot of NBA players in practice. You get to see a lot of ins and outs that you wouldn't normally see. So it was a real good
Yeah.
experience for sure.
Who were some of the guys that were on the Hornets at the time that you kind of that were there when you were going through training camp? And if you could remember any kind of moments or any pieces of knowledge or advice, any time that you shared with any of those guys that you think was particularly memorable, what would that be?
Miles Bridges was there, Terry Rozier was there, Gordon Hayward, LaMelo Ball, uh, both of the Martin twins, PJ Washington. But it was good because we was competing in practice. Sometimes we might be on the sideline just watching and learning, looking at film on the laptop and just watching for like a long period of time. But sometimes we'd get thrown in the fire and competing against the guys. So I remember one time I was kind of doing my thing in practice before, and Ty Rozier, he wanted to guard me. So it was like he acknowledged like I can play. So that was a good good way that he acknowledged that I can actually play and I got something to my game that he wanted to guard me and stuff or match up with me. So that was nice.
Yeah. Now you mentioned that you kind of got the opportunity to pick some guys' brains and kind of see how an NBA NBA team functions and kind of some of the ins and outs. What were some of those things that you kind of were able to take away? Whether it was a piece of advice that somebody might have given you, or I guess something that you just picked up from that experience, being in an NBA situation, for when you were out there with the Hornets.
Just staying healthy. I seen how they take care of their body. A lot of people was big on taking care of their body. It's a long season. They always preaching that it's a long season. So just being available is the best thing. So staying healthy, taking care of their body, getting extra work in, and training like a pro, eating like a pro. So I was just watching what a lot of guys do and just taking notes basically.
Yeah. Now, obviously, you go from there, from training camp experience with the Hornets, and then played in the G League that year with the Greensboro Swarm. Was that the year that they did the G League bubble? How did that G League season
Yeah.
work that year? Like, I know it was a
Yeah,
little.
they did a G League bubble that year. We only played about 15 games. We was in a bubble in Orlando. So when we first got there, it was crazy because when we first got there, we all had to like quarantine, like be like can't leave our room for like 3 or 4 days. So it's like it was crazy. I know Traveling Queen, he from Baltimore too. He was in the G League that year too, and he was standing right across from me. But
Yeah.
when I was like his team had gave them like a bunch of like food, snacks, and drinks and all that, but I didn't really have much. So he was throwing food and snacks across over to my room at the door so I can be cool. So it was cool. It was good. Trevor looking out for me. But it was crazy. We had to sit in the room for about 3 4 days. So we on the whole team on Zoom calls. We doing workouts in the room. We doing ball handling in the room on a Zoom call together, and like it was crazy. And then once we got out, and can everyone can go out the room and practice and do different things. It was kind of smooth. It was cool. Uh, you just everyone just around just doing a bunch of things. Like they had a few things set up that you can play like cornhole, ping pong, and it was good weather. So it was cool that you get to be around everybody and everyone just like in one place was kind of crazy. And then when we play the games, maybe have like a few courts so you can watch different games on a few courts, and it was kind of like an AU vibe in a way, kind
Yeah.
of. That's what it felt like, an AU vibe in a way.
First of all, doing ball handling in a hotel is crazy. I can imagine it's carpet in
Ball handling a
the
hotel.
hotel.
No, it wasn't even carpet though. It wasn't carpet though. It wasn't carpet. But
Oh, it was
we had
hard.
resistant band. We had it was horrible floor. We had resistant bands, and we doing like kind of like a lift and ball handling on a Zoom call in a hotel room.
They wasn't messing around out there.
And then and then before we took off to go to Greens to the bubble, we all like so I went home for a little period of time for like a week or two and was training and stuff. Then when I came back to Charlotte, we all had to stay in a hotel and we couldn't really get in the gym because COVID and all that stuff. So we was doing ball handling like by the pool. Like we all had like weight room and different ball handling workouts by the pool, weight room until we left. So that's what we had to do to get prepared for the bubble.
Yo, COVID was fake, bro. COVID.
Bro,
Yo,
it was like a created thing, bro. It was like I was in like a video game or something, bro. It was crazy.
that's nuts. So, after that year, obviously, the next season you ended up going to Hungary, if I remember correctly. Um,
Hmm.
what was that decision like for you? Because I remember, like, obviously, you just mentioned, like, man, I wish I would have had like a normal experience to kind of go through the NBA draft process and the workouts to give myself kind of a fair chance. So, did you ever contemplate like giving it another go in the G League or trying to play summer league after that and kind of just give yourself a regular, I guess, process to try to give yourself a shot in the NBA? What was that process like for you, man, and the decision to kind of just go overseas after that first year?
Yeah, I definitely thought about it. About just chasing the grind in the G League and maybe trying to get my way to the NBA that way. But I just had like a different outlook. Like everyone have their own path, and I feel like me taking this overseas journey, it'd be like me traveling the world to see different cultures, to see new things, and no one in my family hasn't really did that before. So I wanted to have like a different outlook on basketball overseas and kind of start my resume overseas. So I feel like if it was to happen for me to get back to the NBA, then it can happen from me playing overseas. So
Yeah. What was the experience like playing in Hungary? Because I feel like we've had a bunch of different experiences, like stories of guys going overseas, and if that first year, especially coming from the G League, man, because obviously the G League is the G League against the grind, but you're still in America, and granted you were
mhm.
with COVID, so your experience was a little bit different. But normally you're still like obviously being able to, see your family for the most part because they're in America. The food is the same. People can tune in and watch the games online on TV, as opposed to when you overseas, it's over. Like you a different part of the world,
Yeah.
different food, different culture, and a lot of times that first year overseas is a huge adjustment period. You know what I mean? And just getting used to everything. So what was that first year like for you in Hungary, kind of getting used to the whole overseas experience?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be tougher than when it was. Like my adjustment was very smooth because it was about three people from Baltimore that played in Hungary that year,
Mm.
and my teammate was from DC. So me and him was hanging with each other every day. We can relate on a lot of things that back home, and then some of my friends back home that he's close with too. So my adjustment was kind of smooth, like because I had a lot of people around me from Baltimore. He from DC. Then I had Nigel. He from Virginia. So we always like linking up, doing stuff together. So my adjustment was kind of smooth. But for the basketball uh aspect, um, like in preseason, you get the, you know what I'm saying, do a couple little things and get adjusted to the physicality and the speed and things like that. And you gotta put that ball down overseas. I think one of my preseason games, I got called for a lot of travels.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the corner overseas, like the corner is very small. You do that pump fake, you step that back leg out, you get a lot of out of bound calls like that too. So yeah, it just take a little small things to get adjusted and used to that you can figure out in preseason and figure out the physicality, the speed of the game, but also the food. I was going through it my first year overseas with the food and everything, because it's like I was a real picky eater and a lot of things I didn't like. And then it's like I'm gonna lose so much weight if I don't eat stuff over here. So I started being like open my mind up to trying different things and trying new things. And yeah, but the food was a little different at first, but you kind of get used to it, and then you start cooking for yourself and things like that. So it was a kind of good experience though.
Do you remember the craziest thing you've ate or tried since you've been overseas?
Oh my God. There's so many things. I know in Hungary they had this soup. I don't even know what it's called. Oh my God. Drink smell crazy. I don't even know what it's called.
You know what was in it?
Man, I don't even know, bro. I don't even know. But my Hungarian teammates like the soup. They was going crazy. I'm like, no way, bro. And then they used to have this, what's the name soup? Dang, I got a video of it in my phone. I can't even think what it's called. But yeah, in Hungary, they like eat a lot of like different soups and stuff before the meal. So some of the soups used to be good, cool, but some of the soups used to be outrageous though. And then I was in I was in France. They used to be eating like not like on a daily basis, but eating snails, frogs, and stuff like that.
You ever tried it?
So
You tried
I
a
I
little
I
snail?
tried the snail. I tried the snail in France.
How
I
was
thought it was gonna be crazy. I was like, oh, I thought it was gonna be crazy, but it actually was decent for real. It was
it? Was
decent.
I?
Yeah, it was all right. In Germany or Macedonia, I don't think I really had no nothing too crazy, no crazy foods, nothing like that. It was always solid. Yeah, it was
Hey,
always
listen,
solid. But
you get a chance.
certain places though, certain places you might come across some crazy food, boy.
Hey, listen. if you ever get to Japan, you will see the Asian food. It's good. I
Mm.
love Japanese food because they got. See, I don't know. If you're a picky eater, you might not be feeling like the sushi and all that kind
I'm
of
cool. Look, I'm cool now. I'm cool now. Look, overseas made me
yeah.
expand. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I eat a lot of stuff. I eat everything now. At
All
first I
right.
was mushrooms, tomatoes, all that. It was dead. But now I'm cool. I'm a little well rounded. I've been around a little while now, so I'm open
Ask
to trying
Stan.
a lot of stuff.
Ask Stan about Japan. You
Yeah.
maybe haven't eaten cow tongue, stomach, like the liver, like all type of cartilage. They be
Oh, that's what they was eating at Hungry. They had like some liver soup or something like that. I was like, hold on. Nah, I can't touch stuff like that though. I don't know about that.
Hey, listen, trust me,
I
bro. Because
don't know about
they do
that.
this thing that's called yakiniku. Yakiniku is like the Korean barbecue. So they just bring out a platter of like raw meat, pause. And like, so you already know what it is. Like, you just kind of like cooking it. And then you like, damn, what was that? And he's like, oh, yeah, that was this, or that was the intestines, or that was the stomach, or that was, you'd be like, yo,
I'm
crazy.
cool off that. Give me a little fried rice, a little white rice, a little, you know what I'm saying, a little chicken, a little egg rolls or something like that, a little sushi. I'm cool. I ain't cow tongue and all that. I'm cool off that. I don't know
I ain't
about
gonna
that.
hold you. It's good though. The beef tongue is good.
Nah, 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 nah,
I
nah,
ain't
nah,
gonna lie
nah.
to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. Ask
It
that.
might be solid though, because it might sound crazy, but it actually be good sometimes.
I'll
And then
vouch
you well
for tongue.
season it and all that.
Yes, I'll vouch for beef tongue. That's actually good. I won't lie to you. That's solid. So if you ever
But
get to,
why are they making that though?
I
Why are
don't know
they
how
making
people
that?
discover that that tastes good, to be honest. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. If you ever get to Asia, man, the good thing about Australia is though, it's nothing crazy over here. Everything over here is pretty much
Mm-hmm.
the States, except for Vegemite. So you'll try that when you get over here. Vegemite is
What's
Australian.
that?
It's like a spread that you put on some bread. Most people eat it with
Oh,
toast or something and butter. So I'll let you. You got to try it when you get over here. I did a little
but
video,
what it tastes like though?
bro. I'm not gonna hold you. So I did a little review on my Instagram with some of my highlights. My boy Trey came out here and he hated it, like gagged, like almost threw up. I tried it and I was like, this is regular. It's like salty, bro. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like a
It's
salty.
like some. It's not like no avocado or nothing like that, huh?
No, no, no. I don't even know how to explain it, bro. Like, if you see it, it looks like it's like Nutella because it's like brown. But like,
Oh, it's brown.
yeah, and you spread it,
Uh,
but it's like it's not sweet though. So it's like, yo, like, so you're supposed to do it with butter and then on toast. And some people out here get fancy with
mm.
like Vegemite and they'll do like avocado or they'll put like cheese on there or something like that.
See,
So
look, they doing it right there. They mixing it all up. Like,
yeah,
oh, that might be me. I might put because I be messing with the avocado toast. Avocado
yeah.
toast with a little cream cheese with a little
So you
tomato
might
or
mess with it. You
cucumber
might
on
mess with it.
there. So I might gotta mix it all together. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah,
I'm gonna
we
tap in
gonna
with
see
you,
about it.
follow up when you get out here and see how you go
We
with
gonna
that.
see about it.
Yeah. Um, so I want to ask you about France. And before I kind of ask you about the playing experience, man, I feel like it's been a lot that's been said about France because they've been taking over the NBA over the last few years, man. Wemby
Hmm.
went number one this year, Sar and Versace going 1 and 2 back to back, Koulibaly, like it's going crazy. And I know you were in
Yeah.
France at the same time Wemby was out there, wasn't you? Last year.
Hmm.
And a
Yeah.
bunch of
Yeah.
guys, Dog Koulibaly was out there. Talk about just what it was like. Number one, we'll start with Wemby. What was it like playing against him in France last year? Did you know he was gonna be crazy in the league? Did you think he was I don't know if I see it. Like what was that like matching up with him when you was out there?
So a lot of people like before you see him play, they like I don't know, da, 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 da. But I just was looking at the videos like before we played them, looking at the film and all that. I'm like, hold on, like he crazy. Like people were tripping, like he gonna be straight in the NBA. Then when I actually played against him, it's like he a creative player, bro. Like this man is so tall, can shoot, can block shots, can dribble. Like he can do everything, bro. And he's like so tall down is like 7'3", shooting threes, pull ups, long cross, put back dunks, block shots. Like he's doing everything. I played against him. I'm like, no way, bro. He's like a creative player, bro. You don't even seem real out there, bro. So once I played against him, I'm like, oh yeah, he's gonna be super straight in the NBA. Like he's gonna be killing. And he ended up doing his thing. Like he's one of those ones. for
See, I've
sure.
never played against him. But I be looking at him, I'm like, bro, how do people don't just take the ball from him, bro? He's 7'3". How is he dribbling the ball like this? Like, it be throwing me
Bro,
off.
he really got little handles and everything though, bro. Like I was like it was like towards the end of the game. I ain't never like kind of guard him for real, but it was like towards the end of the game. And the game was like they already won basically. It was like a couple seconds or maybe like a minute left. And I was guarding him. And he did like a long cross and I was here, but I ain't like try to steal it or nothing. But I was here and this man did two long strides and he was far from the basket, but he just did like this. Uh, he was he was he was right at the basket layup. I'm like, dang. But yeah, it's crazy, bro. I
Now,
feel like a lot of people try to be physical with him though,
yeah,
but try to be
yeah,
physical with him and be aggressive and things like that because he got like kind of like a smaller frame, but it's still some things that you ain't gonna be able to do though. He's too talented.
yeah. Now, kind of from a broader perspective, man, like I said, France has a bunch of talent just over the past couple of years, and everybody's saying that France is probably the USA's top competition in the Olympics this year, and they got a bunch of guys that are either in the NBA now or they're supposed to have a top pick next year. Dude, I think his name is Nolan Traore, is supposed to be a top 5 pick. It's a bunch of dudes.
Hmm.
Just talk about what that experience was like, just playing in France, playing against some of those young guys coming up. And what can you say about just I guess the Frenchmen over there, man. That's I guess the revolution that's taking place, man. Because I don't know what's going on over there, man. But they got some talented dudes that's coming up the pipeline right now.
Yeah, so they got a lot of good young players, a lot of good people coming up. They already had a lot of players that was older players in the NBA that was good, but France, just playing in France is like a real good league, the most like athletic league in Europe. A lot of athletic bigs, guards, like a lot of athleticism. So they playing fast-paced basketball. They smart and they athletic. So it's like when you get on these like teams in France and the younger guys, they have veteran guys that's kind of like legends over there that's high IQ, not as so much athletic anymore. So the young guys just learning from them and then they growing like they 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", two guards, like
Yeah,
crazy athleticism. So I feel like Europe do a good job of like teaching their young players because like us, we go from elementary school to middle school to high school to college, then try to professional. They could just going to school in high school, but playing professional basketball already. So
yeah,
it's like they got like a kind of like a step ahead of us in a way because they don't have to go through all the things we have to go through just to be professionals. Like they can start being professional at 14, 13, 15, 16, and then just be on a high level team with a high level Americans, high level French players, and just be learning from them all the way till they get older. So it's like they already adjusted to the system, how to be a pro, how to work on their body, the recovery aspect of things. And we just in high school, then go to college, and then try to go professional. So they do a good job of taking care of the young players, teaching them the ropes and the ins and outs, how to be a professional basketball player and things like that. So
yeah. Who do you feel like was the best player that you played against when you were over there, outside of Wemby? If he would have been somebody you would have said, who do you feel like was the best guy when you were over there in France that you matched up against?
Mike James, different.
EuroLeague MVP right
He
there this year.
crazy. Hey, super tough, skillful, strong, can do anything on the court. Like effortless too. Like he make the game look easy. But yeah, Mike James is super tough though. It's a lot of good players though, but after Wemby, yeah, Mike James, yeah, he one of those ones for sure.
Did y'all play them once or twice when you were over there?
I mean you play everybody twice, but I had left, so I did 5 months in France, then I did 5 months in Macedonia, like in the ABA league. So I got a chance to play against at least everybody like at least once.
Yeah.
I ain't because I ain't stayed the whole season, so yeah.
Did you get to go out? Did you get to go out to Monaco, or did they come to you guys?
Yeah, I went to play in Monaco.
What's it like out there, man? I feel like I be seeing that joint on IG. That joint be looking crazy out there.
Super nice. Oh my God. It's super nice out there. And then you next to like you in the south of France. So you got Nice, you got Antibes, you got Monaco, you got like it's super nice out there. A lot of water, uh, a lot of yachts and just all types of stuff. Like the scenery and everything. It's just different. Like when you're at Monaco, you see stuff that's like that was in movies and everything. Like yeah, it's super nice out there, but super expensive. But it's nice out there though.
Facts. Facts. Um, Now obviously, man, you like I said, you took the unconventional route in your journey, man, from you know junior college and going to a mid-major Division I school, did the G League thing, you know what I mean, grinded out overseas, and you've had the opportunity to play, first division France, first division Germany, you know what I mean. You were able to reach, training camp in the NBA, man, and have that experience. Like, how do you reflect back on your journey, man, as somebody who, like I said, when you talk about your ninth grade year, man, you weren't even sure you wanted to play basketball and you didn't even take it serious, and be able to have accomplished the things that you've accomplished in your career up to this point, man. How do you reflect just back on the journey and all the things that you've been able to get to at this point in your career, entering year 5, getting ready to head to Australia and play in the NBL, which is another one of the best leagues in the world. It's an extraordinary accomplishment, and I think that we don't get a lot of time to oftentimes reflect back on the journey and
Mhm.
how far we've come, man. So when you think back on just the things you've been able to accomplish given the circumstances, man, how do you reflect back on that?
Man, it's just a blessing. Like seeing like how I was raised, how I grew up, everything I went through, and just to make it this far is just like a blessing. Like it's been like a long journey, a lot of hours put in the gym, a lot of sacrifices, and it's like you get out like what you put in. So it's like I was in the gym grinding for this lifestyle, and I knew what I wanted to do, and I knew I wanted to accomplish in basketball. So it's just like I put the work in, and I'm reaping the benefits of it now. It's just a blessing to still be playing the game at a high level, to make it this far, to travel to all these countries, to meet all types of people from all over the world. And I would never think I would be doing this. I ain't never think I would be overseas playing or even playing professional. So it just be a blessing. Like I don't take the time to really reflect on it as much because I'm still in it, and I'm saying expanding my game and resume, and still playing in different countries every year and getting to bigger levels. So I don't really look back on it, but it's definitely a major blessing. Like it's something I wouldn't think I would be here though.
Yeah. What advice would you give to other guys who are trying to kind of follow that similar mode, man, and
Mm.
guys that are underrated, man, and may feel like they're overlooked to kind of just continue to, break through, you know what I mean, and try to be them in a position to where
Hmm.
they can play high level professional basketball one day, man. What advice would you give to those guys out there?
I feel like something that you want to accomplish in life, you gotta really be locked in. You gotta be super locked in. Uh, don't matter if you have no offers, if you have a lot of offers, anything. You only can go to one school at the end of the day. So I was a guy that only played AU 3 years, and I accomplished so much stuff in basketball. So it's like you just gotta be super dialed in, focus on your craft, focus. Make sure you have a good group of people around you that's on the same page as you, or want to get to the same point you want to get to, and just stay always locked in. Like don't never give up, and just put your best foot forward. And anything you want to do in life, it can happen. You just gotta put all your I don't want to say put all your eggs in one basket, but when it's something like basketball, you got to be like, this my plan A. I ain't going no plan B or plan C. Like this what I'm doing. Like you know what I'm saying. So yeah.
Oh, straight up. I feel like that's a perfect segue, man, into our last segment. I'd like to have a little bit of fun, ask a couple lighthearted questions, and then wrap it on up, man. So, first question I'll ask: what is your favorite memory from playing overseas? Is it whether maybe it could be off the court memory, maybe a night out, or playing in a certain city or whatever the case may be? What would you say is, I guess, your favorite experience that you've had thus far since playing overseas?
Just one, because like it's like I got crazy memories and real good memories with like every team or every country I played in. So it's like so much stuff stand out. Like just being able to connect with my teammates overseas, being able to lace them up and compete at a high level against each other in practice and against other teams. And just like the memories you build with the Americans you have on your team, I just cherish all those moments. Like I done met so many people overseas that I talk to now, like all on a day-to-day basis, like people from the States, people from overseas, people from Europe, teammates, and I don't know. I just cherish all the moments. I don't know if it's just one moment because this is like every year I'm on a different team in a different country, and I have like a group of American guys that I get real close with, and whatever country I'm in, Germany, France, Macedonia, Hungary, I'd be still close with those guys too, though. So I got so many memories with so many different people that it's hard to just say one memory though.
I got you. I got you. So, uh, if you did you when you were having your experience in training camp with Charlotte, did you ever have a welcome to the NBA moment or a moment when you was like, damn, this is a little bit different? And if you did, what would that moment be?
Uh, I remember one time I was guarding Gordon Hayward in practice. This man got the ball like mid post and just shot right over top of me. I'm like, dang, I couldn't do nothing. Cash. I'm like, dang, like I'm here, but like he's 6'8", 6'9". I'm like different. But I would say like when I we had a preseason game against Orlando, and it's about 2 minutes left in the game. I'm sitting the whole game. They called me. I had to go in the game, and it was crazy because when I was in the Hornets, I was just like they had me playing point guard and shooting guard, so I was learning how to play point guard and different reads and things like that. So when I came in the game, I was the point guard, so that was crazy. I played like 2 minutes against Orlando, and I was playing point guard and things like that, and almost hit a game winner, but I missed though. But so that was that was that was a dope experience though.
Hold on, this Orlando game, you almost hit a game winner.
Yeah,
Oh wait, so what was the scenario? Was y'all tied down? What walk me through the situation?
yeah. So I think we was down one maybe, but I bring the ball up. They press me full court. I get a pass. I pass it to like the top elbow on the left side, and he ain't really had nothing. He swung it to somebody. They swung it back to him. He swung it back to me. Then I hit on one move. Then I drove, bumped Euro. But it's like I'm sitting the whole game and I'm not like my legs is kind of feeling weird. But you bump Euro and like I could have like if my legs was like loose, I could have probably got a layup, but I was like tight. So I did a floater and that joint just missed and we end up losing. But that still was a dope experience though. It was cool.
Nah, fact. People don't understand how hard it is to come off the bench like cold in the NBA. And I gained a whole lot of respect, man. My brother, obviously last year he was with the Clippers, and he put me on this drill. Like every time we come in the gym, it's two drills I always do. It's one of them. It's called the what it's called? Oh, the Bonner. Bonner. It's like you before you warm up shot, before you take a layup, free throw, like anything. Like the first time you touch the basketball, you come in the gym, it's like right hand layup, left hand layup, free throw, mid range jumper, three. And then you go three, mid range jumper, free throw, left hand layup, right hand layup. You try to basically go all the way through without missing. Like if you miss,
Hmm.
it's over. Then after that, you
Yeah.
go to, it's called like, he calls it the curve drill. And you go to the corner and you shoot five corner threes, and then other corner, try to make five corner threes. You got to make five in a row, five in a row. And you do that like off the first walk in the gym, like before you do anything. It's like, but basically,
Hmm.
you're working on basically shooting cold because obviously Matt Bonner, Steve Kerr, these guys are like came off the bench. They hold those are who the drill is named after, and they came out the bench their whole career. So you're working on like shooting cold. You know what I mean? And it's like I never forget the
Hmm.
first time I made the Bonner. I was hyped. I was like, damn, bro, I'm tough. Like I made the curve. You come in, you smack 10 threes
Yeah.
in a row, you like, oh yeah, like it's different. You know what I mean? And like I thought that
Yeah.
my workout routine every time I go in the gym. And you come in the gym sometimes, you miss the first joint. I done came in the gym before and missed the first layup. And I'm like, oh, I'm buzzed. Like it's
Like it's gonna be a long day.
bad. But, you gain a lot of respect, man, for folks that come off the bench and have to perform right away. You like you say, you do that,
Hmm.
work the warm-ups off, and they be just your luck. That swing coming to you in the corner, and you got to knock that joint down. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like It's different.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. So I do want to ask you this before we get into our last draft segment, man. I wanted to ask you this earlier though. We started the podcast talking about just Baltimore and the hoopers that came out of Baltimore, man, and we named a bunch of them, from Stanton to Will Barton and Malcolm Delaney and Melo, Rudy Gay, et cetera. And now you're embarking on your professional journey, and you were able to, like I said, reach the NBA on some level and get in training camp and touch the floor. You know what I mean? And you're again working your way up now, playing in some of the best leagues in the world, and now people are going to talk about Keandre Cook when they mention, professionals, from Baltimore that have played at a high level, man. And just what does that mean to you to be that next guy carrying a torch, man, for Baltimore guys on the professional basketball scene, man? Because again, like it's such a rich tradition. And you mentioned guys that you used to look up to when you were younger that came out of Baltimore. And now for you to be in a situation to where you're one of them guys that's holding that torch up for Baltimore, on the biggest stages in the world, man. Like, what does that mean to you?
Man, it means a lot. Just to get that recognition, just to see like my journey and how everything's playing out for me now. It's just like amazing for real. And it's like I'm around like a lot of older guys, like all the guys we named, and I'm learning from them on a daily, like learning from them. So it's like the guys that's in maybe middle school and high school looking up to me now to be that type of vet guy or veteran to them. So it's like the knowledge that they pass down to me, I just pass it down to the younger generation, and we just gotta keep it going that way. So we all can be together, all can put on for the city and get that acknowledgement around the world that we've been looking to get. So it's been good though. It's been a good journey, and I'm looking forward to, I'm saying, teaching the young guys and bringing them underneath my wing and training with me and showing them how to be a pro and things like that.
Oh, yeah. So the last segment we got, man, in this one, man, like I said, we're gonna come back to the Olympics and we're gonna do a draft. All right. So here's how it's gonna work, man. We each get 5 picks. All right. It's gonna be me and you. So it's gonna be out of there are I think 12, yes, 12 teams in the Olympics. All right. We each are gonna draft a starting 5. So we're gonna go point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. You can draft any player out of any of the 12 Olympic pools. So from USA, France, Germany, Spain, Japan, Brazil, Puerto Rico, you can pick up anybody on your team, and you're gonna see who got the best starting 5 at the end of this draft. So you're the guest, so you get to go first. Who you putting at your point guard spot? You could pick anybody out of this Olympic roster, man. Who's the one?
Give me Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
That's a great way to start it off. That's a great way to start it off. I gotta go Steph. Give me Steph at my point guard. Steph at my point, man. Steph at my point. Who's your shooting guard?
uh, hmm, Give me Ant-Man.
All right, I was gonna
Give me
take
Anthony Edwards. Give me AE, man.
I'm not gonna hold you. If I'm at the 2 spot, I could go crazy and go dumb and throw like KD at the 2 or something. I don't know. That might be freaky.
You trying to get crazy.
But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Tatum at my 2. I'm gonna go Tatum at my 2. I'm gonna go Tatum at my 2. I'm letting you know now. My lineup is gonna be extra tall. Extra tall. We're going. We're gonna be out here with it. Feel we Tatum at my 2. So who your 3?
Mm. Mm, mm, mm. You got Tatum at the 2.
Facts.
I'm gonna go KD at the 3.
Okay. KD at the 3. I ain't gonna cap to you, man. I'm putting I said I can't not put the GOAT in there. I gotta put Brian at 3. Cause that's my GOAT of all time. And I was gonna fly somebody else in there, but I'm gonna just bump it down. So I got Steph, Tatum, and Brian, my 1, 2, 3. Who throwing at the 4?
Let me get Giannis, man. Let me get Giannis at the 4. Let me get Giannis at the 4, man.
So I'm going. Give me Wemby. I'm putting Wemby at my 4. Wemby at my 4.
Mm. So the 5 can get tricky. Ooh. Let me go. Let me get Jokic at the 5. Let me get Jokic at
I'm
the
definitely
5.
gonna take Jokic at the
Let me
5.
get Jokic at the 5. We looking solid, man. We looking real solid.
I ain't gonna lie to you. We going FIBA, so I gotta throw AD at the 5 instead of MB because MB been stinking up with Team USA. So I ain't gonna lie. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
go.
He just like he like some little more time to get healthy, but
Yeah. I don't know if it's his knee or if he just not used to playing FIBA or what. He fouled out in like 3/4 the first game. I was like, oh nah, he's.
yeah, it's a little different.
So I got Steph at the 1, Tatum at the 2, Ron at the 3, Wemby at the 4, and AD at the 5. I
You
like
got
my
Shea at
squad.
the 1, AE at the 2, KD at the 3, Giannis at the 4, Jokic at the 5. Yo, we
Hey,
gonna go win something.
we gonna throw this on the gram, man. We gonna see who squad winning. Who squad winning, man. I'm rolling with my 5, of course, but you got a nice 5 though. I won't lie. Your squad type
We
crazy.
might smoke y'all. We might
I
smoke
don't
y'all.
know. Hey, we got Chef Curry, man. We got Wemby. That's a freak. Wemby and AD at the 4 to 5.
We got KD, Giannis, Jokic.
That might not score. That might not score at the rim. It's gonna be all
KD, Giannis, Jokic. But look, we got Shea at the 1. Steph guarding him. Mm-mm-mm.
Y'all gonna
It's
be
gonna
training
get
twos for
scary.
threes. Shea want to get to the midi. Steph gonna be shooting all Trey pounds.
Hey, he gonna have to defend though.
Yeah,
He ain't
okay.
gonna
You
be
go
able to
ahead.
hide on this island. Who you gonna guard? Who you got Steph guarding? Shea or Anthony Edwards? Which one?
Yeah, I'm gonna have him guard Shea. And then Tatum on Ant-Man. And then I got LeBron on KD. And then I got Wemby on Giannis.
Giannis.
And then AD on Jokic.
We see how that happened. What happened in the playoffs? Yeah, AD
Hey,
got Jokic.
hey, look, but like I said, we're gonna have AD and we're gonna have Wemby on the weak side cleaning up. But we said Jokic is gonna be, Windex.
Look, and you know Jokic dimes. Hey, pass the Giannis in the
You can't
rim.
shoot it. You don't got Giannis not a shooter. That's gonna mess up your spacing.
I'm saying
A not
you
really Giannis
got
not a shooter.
look. Hey, Jokic on the box, 1-on-1 with AD. When become help, dump off. Hey, go ahead. We there.
I don't know, man. I think my
They
lineup.
got to double Jokic. They got to double. Everybody got to double Jokic. No 1-on-1. Nobody's stopping him 1-on-1, bro.
Y'all gonna be scoring twos. We gonna be scoring threes because Steph can shoot the 3. Obviously,
You
what's his name? Wemby can shoot the 3. JT can shoot the 3. You know what I mean?
in that case, everybody can shoot the 3. Everybody can shoot the 3 in that case.
Hey, listen, I don't know. I'm just saying, man. It's gonna be tough. We're gonna see. We're gonna let the people decide, man. Y'all let us know whose squad is winning, man. We're gonna put this to a vote. We're gonna put this to a
We're
vote.
gonna see about it.
We're gonna see, man. But the last question we always ask all of our guests is who should we have next on the What's in Your Bag podcast? And whoever you say, you got to get in your point guard bag and help us get him on the show.
Ah, who you had from Baltimore already? I know you had Stan.
Yeah, we had Stanton. That's it from Baltimore. DMV guys, we had like obviously we had Quinn Cook on our first episode. We had Keith Reed on our episodes. We had Hayward Highsmith on. He's a Baltimore dude. Um,
Yeah.
I forgot to shout him out, man. Never Baltimore dude in the league, man. Damn.
Yeah, my boy Haywood, man.
Bags. He just trying
Haywood,
to deal too.
Haywood, Trav.
Yeah, just trying to
A
deal,
couple
man.
of people in the league right now.
But yeah, man, like, who
Hmm.
we getting on the show, man? Who we getting on the show?
Mm. I want to hear B Young's story or my boy Damian Archer story. My boy Damo. I want to hear their story. So let's try to get one of them on the show for sure.
That's a bet. That's a bet, man. Well, We always end off every episode, man, giving flowers, man. Like I said, from I met you, the first time I met you through mall a couple years ago, man, it's been dope to see your journey, man, coming from a mid-major, being able to work your way up through the overseas journey, man, and from what you were able to accomplish with the Hornets is something that's not light, especially coming out of COVID. Being able to get that opportunity, man, is amazing. And to be able to see what you've been able to accomplish throughout your professional career, man, and getting to a chance to play in the NBL this year, man. I can't wait to watch you. Can't wait to look forward to just seeing what you do out here in Australia, man. Super proud of you always, bro. And keep being great, man. You got a lot of folks back home that's rooting for you, man. So thanks for coming on today, man. We appreciate you. And like I said, man, we're going to be following your journey going forward, man. I can't wait to see what you do out here in Australia.
I appreciate you, bro, man. It's a good episode. You know, it's always been love, always gonna be love.
No doubt.
So you already know what it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Hopefully I can catch you, man, at the crib before you get out of here. We can get some working a little more in the gym or something, man. For sure.
Yeah, we gotta lock in, man.
No doubt, man. All righty, guys. This has been another episode of the What's in Your Bag podcast presented by Bet Online. As always, man, remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, tell a friend, and tell a friend. It goes a long, long way, folks. Until next time. Peace.
Suave. I've been in my bag for a while, I'm invincible. Story of a young boss, grinding shit get critical. Calling on my bros one time, cause you special. I had some hoop dreams of right rounds for my mentor. Every target that I shoot is on point like a pencil. Different route, change relationships, I'm so sorry. Came up from the trenches and I made it, I say hardly. Now